It's an electronic cigarette. Runs by a battery. Digital cigarette. Okay, I lied. Digital cigarettes cost over $100, and you can get them for free if you pay for $79 worth of cartridge things every month. But I'm afraid I would be electrocuted if I smoked it. So I'll go with the analog cigarette. You know, I watched a movie last night. It was called Road's End, I think. I don't know what happened, but Armageddon had happened. It happened when I went out to get a cigarette, and then came back, and suddenly the movie had turned black and white, and there's a man and his son wandering around, and there are cannibals eating people and cutting off their heads. Oh, it's a dreadful movie. And as I watched the movie, I said to myself, you know, the old man's going to die because the kid is going to live. That's just the way a movie should be. And, of course, that's what happened. And the kid is left on his own to wander around. And he's just a pathetically small child. I felt terrible for him. And I got to thinking that's the way it is right now. I'm like the old man talking to you, trying to fill you in on how to deal with all of this. I wish I had an answer, but I don't. Just yesterday, we have this whole thing blowing up in the news. We have a right-wing nut who is the lowest form of slime that is in the media, who's not being, I think, hired by any commercial things. He just has a channel on the internet, sort of like I do. But this guy operates in deceit and lies, bigotry and hatred. He's a bad person. And I would think anyone with intelligence would take what he says with a sinister eye. But no, not the head of the Agriculture Department, not the NAACP, not the Obama administration. They believe that this woman came to give a speech at the NAACP convention, and she only said one sentence. See, I give speeches occasionally, but they expect more than one sentence. They didn't research it. They didn't look into it. They had no hesitation to destroy this lady's career in the flash of a second without even beginning to look into what truth was. And she was an employee of theirs. It makes you have to worry when you're just a citizen and these people act with no knowledge whatsoever and don't even give a damn whether they destroy somebody's life and somebody's career. All the good that this lady has done and that fantastic speech that she gave, it shows something about these people. That all of the I'm sorries and I regret, these are meaningless words. I personally think that Obama should fire the head of the Agriculture Department. What right does he have to be in that position? I would bet you, I'm not a betting man. Betting's a sin, I think, isn't it? Yeah, so I can get out of that. I would wager you that he hasn't done 1/100th of what that great lady has done. She should be in his job, and he should be standing at the unemployment office. But the trouble is with these people in political positions like his, it has nothing to do with their integrity. It has to do with one thing: their political appointees. And, of course, they have clean backgrounds. Is there anybody watching this video that hasn't made a mistake? It's how you learn. You learn by making mistakes. So I can hope Obama's in a learning phase, but I don't think so. I think it's very dangerous that he had no qualms in bailing out banks, automobile companies, insurance companies. None whatsoever. I don't know what the answer is. I said in the video, he was the last hope for America. And I truly believe that. Because that's saying the buck stops here. This country, in my lifetime, I have seen change from a great country to a pathetic country that's waging war throughout the world. A president who offered change, but has brought zero change. He brought us health care, lacking what we need to make health care work. We have to control the price of medicine. This bill does nothing to do that. It's a joke. It's the ultimate show game that politicians play. It doesn't matter what we say or what we do, as long as we get what we want, and they will continue to do it. I could spend hours talking about what a mess it is. I try to think of something positive. I guess the fact that we're helping those that are unemployed, no thanks to the Republican Party, it shows us where their head is at. You think it's bad now. You just wait when you get somebody who's made it quite clear that they are the ones who forgave BP for the worst environmental disaster in the history of the world. They say it might be bigger than the Exxon Valdez. How in the hell big was that ship? That problem's not done. It's not over. And Obama, who I thought would bring peace, has nothing but bring more war. He says now there's 100 Taliban left, and we will get them. To quote Pete Seeger, you cannot end darkness with darkness. You end darkness with light. We cannot end war with war. There's only 100 left, and we kill every one of them. And we're an aggressor in their country. We will make 40 enemies for every one that we kill, because they have friends, mothers and fathers that love them and raised them. So war will continue. How in the hell can a man from Harvard think that we would solve war with war? It is despicable. But I'm getting some insight. I'm getting some insight because they don't even care about their own. They'll throw them under the bus in a second and turn on like a vicious snake, the same as the NAACP turned as a vicious snake and had no qualm whatsoever about destroying a life of a citizen who has done more for race than most of us could even imagine. What can we do? I don't know. I'm the old man that's shot by the arrow that's dying, and you are the child who must go on. But I pity you, because do not think for a second that what is happening now is what this great country had planned when it started. We are controlled by business, and our politicians are not our friend. And we are but dogs barking in the dark. If you'll excuse me.